The film is based on Gogol's famous novelette, V. Gogol's style, fantastic realism. The plot is based on the first edition of V, which was later edited by Belinsky to become what the world knows it to be. When we read it, the whole idea changed. Besides the first edition being more expanded, it shows entirely different motives of the characters, with an entirely different drama unfolding. The first edition has it, he knows who's in the sheep.
There's a student priest from the seminary. Oh, my Brutus. He'll pray by me for 3 nights, truly and sincerely. He knows who wears the sheaves.
She didn't say who. She died right then. That was it. And there we were, wondering, who's in the sheep? What does it mean?
You found out who was under the skin?
Those were the mysteries the creators of the film tried to reveal together with the audience. V is a reflection of the dead souls. In fact, it's even deeper. It's what's going on inside them. However, Gogol's story isn't the only work that served as the base of the plot. There's one peculiar moment where the viewer knows the plot, and it's unclear how he can be further surprised by graphic effects or by the beautiful shooting location. The storyline was important too. From the very first second till the very last, the viewer had to be kept in suspense. What will happen next? The film introduces a new character, Jonathan Green. He's a prototype of cartographer and explorer Guillaume Levasseur de Beauplan, author of the book From Transylvania to Moscowiya, acting upon the order of Peter I. The scientist was the first one to systematically explore the lands of Moscowiya and to create the maps and a detailed description of the region. But the main thing was Guillaume Levasseur de Beauplan also was the first one to attempt a detailed description of the Slavic mythology, traditions and customs. As this character is brought into Gogol's scene, this is what happens. The enlightened Europe. 20 years before our story, Newton discovered the law of gravitation.
Fact, colleague. Argument.
Moscowiya was another aspect. That's medieval times. And Jonathan Green jumps from one era to another.
A servant of Satan!
What's all this noise?
The devil's scripture.
That's a collision of East and West. We're taken to today's world, to what's happening in the streets today. This is where we're taken, thanks to that character. Being a European, an exemplary, civilized man, Jonathan Green has yet another important function in the film. Jonathan Green is the prototype of a modern spectator, and through his eyes, we see the world of Gogol's mysteries. Thus, Jonathan Green is us, the modern people, those who don't fall for mysteries, those who doubt everything.
Argumentum ad hominem.
Everything mysterious that happens there, he explains from the scientific point of view, until a real miracle happens. A miracle he cannot find an explanation for. And that's a call for us, the modern people, because miracles happen to us every day. We may fail to see them, but they do happen every day. The film employs British actors. Jason Fleming.
The film is a classic story. It's a classic story of redemption, of love, of adventure.
Charles Dance.
Trying to make some money by marrying my daughter, and, yes, I want a horse whipping.
Erlyn Bentley.
Really, my lord?
Which?
The Czech actress Emma Cherner. And the leading Russian actors Alexei Chardov. Everything's real, nothing's fake. Agnia Ditkovskita. It's an absolutely philosophical story. Russian people's actor Andrei Smolyakov. That brought together a crowd of creative people.
This holy place has been violated. This can no longer be called a place of worship.
Russian people's actress Nina Ruslanova. Igor Zhizhikin. We gave people an opportunity to get inside the world of classic, to get inside Gogol, to understand him, almost literally from the inside.
Let's get it done. Soon, what? You know, Vanechka's buried.
Oleg Takhtarov. Viktor Buchkov. Many of the situations here might move a person to the point of a catharsis. Alexander Yakovlev. The film is rich in characters, wonderful characters. Alexei Ogortsov. Any scene related to V is a good memory that will last a lifetime. Alexander Karpov. That was a good move on the director's part. He decided to give me a role so that I could be on the site and keep abreast of what was happening.
Luck is the most important thing we own. Draw a circle around you, and not even the devil can touch you.
Olga Zaitseva. Everything is parallel, but then all these parallel lines cross. Anna Churina. Two worlds collide, the East and the West.
Right. Is the city far?
No, but there is a village close by.
Yuri Tsurilo. The whole cast are wonderful, both as actors and as people.
Please, we must barricade. We can't leave my daughter.
Ivan Makhovikov. All those seminarians are Gogol's classic characters. Anatoly Grushin. Attention is building up on what's happening around us and the costumes.
You think it's funny? All right then, you listen to me. He just vanished into thin air.
Russian people's actor Valery Zalotukhin.
Hey, сифугач на могиле.
Country has to offer. We're in terrible trouble.
It was important for the creators of the film to show the spirit of the times and the place where the plot of the story unfolds. To achieve that, the specifics of that time's culture and everyday life were studied thoroughly. A whole Cossack village was reconstructed with historic precision. The huts, the inn with a tavern, the church, the frontier post. It took the skill and the effort of 130 specialists, 20 artists, 4 set decorators, and 4 flower arrangers. This is a very interesting set. The thing is, it's built completely on water. It stands on a metallic structure which goes down to the very bottom, with the level of the lake constantly changing. The water moves all the time. Right now, we're walking and there's water under it. We have a tree on the swamp. And through ground with rocks. The mill wheel that we had made for us in Prague.
So, Father Paisi is right. Let's go see.
And here is the blacksmith's shop. We're taking it away with us to the pavilion. I don't know. We need to ask. Maybe we shouldn't cross the axis. I do know how to fly. He'd sometimes get confused. He had to say his text in Russian. And I saw that he was sort of worn out, so I would start helping. And he'd just say, "Victor, please, say no more." And Oleg, the director, he too would say, "Stop bugging Fleming, just stop." I did stop, but I was devastated. I wanted to help him so bad.
Please excuse my terrible Russian.
Извините за мой ужасный русский, пожалуйста.
No problem. Sorry, my English.
No problem.
Качару давайте задвинем туда.
Еще кареточку двинем, ребятки, вперед!
Извините, где эта церковь?
The church was the first image we began working at. It took us a long time to build. We wanted to show that there, in a place removed from the official religious centres, different religious and cultural traditions were mixed. Our church had elements of Catholicism, not just the Christ, but also the benches. In general, the film, the story as such, is a mix of paganism, Christianity, and all kinds of cultures.
Камера.
Its bottom part was filmed in one part of the Czech Republic. The dome was filmed in another. The distance between them was 90 kilometers. Besides, it has an interior. The creator's idea was that everything had to match Gogol's story. A huge amount of the film requisites relevant to this time were found and brought to the location from many different places. Everything had to be real. That was a principle. The sabres the characters were using were really heavy. My palms were literally bleeding. My hair almost turned grey. I could have stabbed this wonderful actor. Where's the dressing room? An important thing in it all is that many things had to be done by hand, and we tried really hard to stick to that authentic part of the costumes, and we really did them by hand. The costumes were absolutely authentic. They looked as if they were from some museum, because everything, the materials, the thread, the lace, even the needlework, everything showed respect to the tradition of that time. The characters used direct phrases from the book.
It was my daughter's dying wish, and you must fulfill it. Do not fail me. I'll pay you 1,000 gold coins if you succeed in this.
Don't forget to go.
The main character, Jonathan Green, he's an inventor, a traveller. So we enriched his life with different devices. It's a fashionable trend now, and I like it. This carriage is steampunk, and these tools are steampunk. You can't live without strange devices, gadgets.
I mean, fuck, guys, you're fucking crazy. It's amazing. Check my pockets at the end of today.
Лучше проверьте мои карманы после смены.
That took a lot of hard work, interesting work. Maximum convenience for the cameraman. The carriage can be disassembled completely, which allows shooting from any angle.
Wait! What are you doing?
To make the story more clear for the viewer, the creators of the film decided to speak in the language of modern entertainment, which the movie audience understands, especially the younger generation. That's why the film abounds in action. The film has a lot of fights, chases, tricks, adventures. Jerzy Kuba, the world-famous fight scene choreographer, staged all the tricks. He says, when I say start, you must let go and bend forward with your head, even more, and fly towards the camera. Is the camera coming? Yes? 3, 2, 1, action! From the first take, there was already such horror in my eyes that it couldn't but come out. V's genre is fantasy. That's why characters from another world are given great attention. Demons, monsters, turnskins, and other bogeymen that live in the world where the main character finds himself. There came a moment when the scientist really found a new vision. He was in that pagan place that everyone talked about, and there he saw the Cossacks as beasts. Everything that was hidden in their souls was now revealed to him. The characters were developed as pieces of the puzzle of the overall film, the same style, yet each character was unique, had personality. The characters completed each other, even though they were all different. It's like Goya's The Sleep of Reason produces monsters. Our goal was to make sure the actors looked like themselves. I've always wanted to play a part that involved having so much makeup. You reveal the depth of your character mainly by motion. It's very interesting. It's new to me. Dorosh, Overko, Panochka, Panas, Spirit. If you put them all together, they'd be cooler than the Fantastic Four. Being inside this costume, this makeup, it's all silicone. It doesn't breathe. It's hard and long. I have no idea what I will have under this costume once I take it off. Attention! Pyotr Gorshenin made holes in my costumes with needles, and that's how water came out. Because taking the costume off and putting it back on is a huge waste of time. I think I lost 5 kilos daily. Plastic makeup isn't the only thing that makes the beasts. The monsters created by means of plastic makeup were perfected by means of computer technologies. Some were fully created in CG. There are 8 scenes in the picture, 8 important scenes with character animation. In general, computer animation is used everywhere. 80% of the film was created using CG. To build such a powerful visual row, it took literally hundreds of people from all over the world and years of unceasing work. We have 23 subcontractors all over the world. First of all, it's a complex management system. We found touching points which made it possible for us to accomplish something nobody has ever seen before.
I love you!
I love you too, darling! Believe in me!
V isn't just crazy action and an amazing world of fairy tale creatures. Of course, it's also a beautiful love story. The main character, Jonathan Green, goes on his journey to show his fair lady and her father that he can do great things. My heroine, of course, waits for him at home with good news. The audience will see that in the film. There's another love story in the film, which walked off the screen and into real life. Alexei Chardov and Agnia Ditkovskita, whose feelings were put to the test more than once during the shooting of the film, decided to get married. It was interesting to really protect the person you love. Not to play or fake that, but to really do it. For me, as a person and an actress, it's exciting how Nastusia becomes Penotchka's soul. An important feature of the film, and a huge attraction to the spectator, is the quality of the film. The film is shot in the real 3D format, with the use of the latest achievements in this field. V was made for 3D. The film was made as a modern film. The 1967 one was made a long time ago, when there were no technologies. Now we have them. Why not make it? It was planned as a gorgeous and spectacular entertainment film.
You have to record with two cameras at the same time, but if you just place them next to each other, then the distance would be too large. You have a special construction, it's called a 3D rig. You have one camera that shoots through a mirror, and you have a mirror at 45 degrees, and then you have another camera, a second camera, that shoots on the mirror. With this kind of construction, you're able to place the two cameras very close next to each other.
It's probably the first rig that allows working in hard production conditions. Many people will discover the real 3D, the quality only a few films in the world have. Many haven't seen anything besides the converted 2D, which most people are used to. As I go inside the stereographer's tent, I discover new possibilities for myself.
When we go back, we were very slow and we hit some tree from the ground. So yeah, that.
So a 3D movie actually helps to being much more involved into the action, to feel spaces, to be closer to the actors.
But this is not all. Exclusively for this film, its creators developed a unique technology of visual effects that got the name BTS, Beyond the Screen. The work took 3 years, and the technology was still being perfected till the moment the film came out. Its idea is to immerse the viewer into what's happening, to literally make them part of what's going on. You don't just see the 3D, you can touch it. Jason Fleming, the main character in the movie, speaks his role in Russian.
One day, living pictures, картинки оживут.
Когда-нибудь картинки оживут. И мы увидим прекрасные города, а также и прекрасных людей. Когда-нибудь картинки оживут. И мы увидим прекрасные города. И мы увидим прекрасные города.
The soundtrack to the movie was recorded by the Prague Philharmonic Symphony Orchestra, one of the best-loved orchestras in the world and in the movie industry. The sound director of the film was Bob Beamer, who holds 4 Oscars in the Best Sound nomination, one of them being for the movie Gladiator.
3D sound is just somewhat different from regular 2D sound in that some of the panning is a little more exaggerated because of the depth of field is so much exaggerated in 3D. We tend to pan things a little broader when things go by.
The main intrigue remains, of course, the most mysterious Slavic mythological character, V himself. What will V look like? Everyone is impatient. That was hard work. Very hard. During the whole production stage, V's image was kept secret. I know what he does, because I'm the one who wrote the script, but I have no idea what he looks like. It's a mystery to me too. I can't tell you this, it's a secret, and I haven't seen him either, but it seems to me that everyone thinks that I'm V. I would also like to know who V is. Only 3 people know what V looks like: the production director, the production artist, and only one of the producers.
Stop.
There's no description of V as such. It just doesn't exist, which makes him even more unique. I'm sure that every reader, every spectator, has his own idea of V. V is a creature between our world and the other world. As you cross the borderline between the world of the living and the world of the dead, you have to look into the eyes of V. What does a mortal, a human being, see in them? There's no fear in the eyes of V. It's an exact reflection of me as I am, and all my sins, and all that's bad about me comes back to me 100-fold. I'm the one who makes me suffer. It's a complex image, and the most anticipated in the whole film.
Jonathan Green, I am confident that I'm going to revolutionize the field of cartography and change the way people...
Thus V is on one hand a grand entertainment film, matching every standard and achievement of world cinematography. And on the other hand, it's a thorough study of our ancestors' culture and a classic Gogol story.
Летят голуби, летят белые, то не голуби, то не белые, а то ангелы.